All right. G'day. Hope you are well. Alrighty. Whilst you guys jump in here on this lovely Saturday morning, I'm just going to get my little self set up here. I'm just hoping you can all hear me loud and clear because I wanted to go through a couple of things with you guys. I've been getting a lot of questions. I've been having a lot of people communicating with me on various different social media, asking me all these questions, what to do, how this is happening, how to trade margin. And rather than be sending you individual messages, I thought this would be a really good time Saturday morning to come through and deliver this message because, well, I think, in Australia anyway, the majority of where we are is wet. Raining or underwater, so you're probably looking for something to do anyway. Welcome, Craig here. Wanted to take you through a couple of things I think are really important before I have a look at the market because, like I say, a lot of people are asking questions about things. I tend to hear the same sorts, and by the way, please do ask any questions as we go. I'm happy to answer those. I hear a lot of people that are skeptical, not about crypto. This is quite amazing to me. So a lot of people that are skeptical about trading in crypto. So they don't think they can do it. Their fears are that they'll lose their money. Another fear is that it takes too long, too much effort, too much time. People are worried about their friends saying, I told you so, you didn't do it, told you couldn't do it. People get concerned if they miss a trade as well. That's something that does freak people out. They don't like it. They think that the timing's wrong for them. It's not the right time to start trading. When is the right time? They don't have the time. They can't do this. They're not smart enough. And the list goes on and on and on and on and on. Now, I call these fears, not excuses, because I genuinely believe that these are things that people do worry about. They do worry about, am I going to do any good at this? Am I going to lose my money? Do I have the qualifications to make this work? There's a huge amount that does go on in your mind before you actually take the step. And here's the thing that really not freaks me out, but it confuses me a little bit. These same people that have got that mentality or that mindset about trading are more than happy to go and hodl a token that doesn't show you any financials. You don't really know what they're doing. There's no publicly listed information other than what they share, and there's no real way of verifying that information 9 times out of 10 either. But the same people that are scared of trading will go ahead and they'll put their money into a project and watch it go down to 98, watch it fall 98% and still be like, yay, it'll be okay, it'll be fine, it'll moon. So I'm trying to help people to bridge that gap between believing in themselves opposed to believing in somebody else. Because right now, a lot of the people that are hodling are believing in somebody else, and they're taking that responsibility of their self, that accountability for their own growth, their education, and their movements forward to making gains. They're putting it in the hands of somebody else. And having no accountability there means that it's not their fault if it doesn't work out. And I want you to change it. I want you to challenge that way of thinking. Now, there's also a lot of people that are suspicious about trading these markets. I hear a lot of people, I see a lot of people saying, they took my stop out. They've taken my stop out. They hunt my stops. It's their fault. And again, it's a lack of accountability. Look, I've had some funny business go on in different accounts over the years. I've been trading for 14 years. I know for a fact that some of the accounts that I was trading in London have an A book and a B book. You get in the A book, you just don't get filled. They'd rather take the money from the B book because they don't have to hedge themselves against you. So I know that there has been some funny business, but I haven't really come across too much of it by the way, this is the way I trade. So I'm not looking to trade low volume tokens. I'm looking really to trade markets that have a lot more volume, okay, so that I can avoid that manipulation a little bit more. So that's why I've avoided it a little bit more. It's plenty volatile enough if you focus on the volatility areas. There's plenty of volume if you focus on the right areas. You can lose money in trading, and this is a suspicion. You can lose money in crypto, you can lose money in trading, but with trading, I think a lot of people see it as more of a real loss, because if you buy a token and you hold on to that token for ages, you'll have seen it, you'll have done it, your token value is probably down on an average probably about 60 to 70%. on about a year ago, something like that. And we seem to be happy to do that because we still own it. Look, it's not worth anything. It's like me saying, I paid $600 for that fork. Now, it's a plastic fork. It's not worth $600, but I still own this fork. So if I can find a stupid forker to spend $600 on this again, well, it's $600, right? But no one's going to pay it because it's a freaking fork. So, we've got to focus on ourselves and understanding that we've got to get a skill set that's going to serve us over time. I don't know if this pump is real. Is something that, sure, we don't need to know though, because you're only ever going to know in hindsight. It doesn't matter. We've got to manage our risk. We've got to understand what we're doing and how we're doing it. I get people say, why do you teach others? This is a great one. If you're such a good trader, why don't you just do it for yourself? I did for many, many years. It's quite tedious, to be honest with you. I've got 3 checklists, guys. 3 checklists with literal, look, checklists, literal checklists. 3. For the greater part of 12 years, 11 to 12 years, that's what I've focused on. 3 strategies. Can you imagine that you might go a little bit, you might get a bit bored? Yes, you can do. Trading is not just about making money. I mean, yes, it is. It's about making money. It really is. I do it to make money. Let's not, I'm not going to beat around the bush on that one. But there's other fulfillments that I was after in life, and that's why I do help others to do it. And you'll see in a minute some of the stuff that I'm getting back, and you can probably see why I get so stoked on helping others, because it's epic. It really is epic. People are worried about how safe it is. How much can I lose? Well, if you understand what you're doing, you manage that risk, okay? You absolutely manage that risk. And again, I'll show you how you can manage that risk, how you can make sure that you have got the exact right trade size. I'm also going to start recording a series, like a little section on, we've already got it in our members area, but I'm going to bring it out into the public domain and show you how to raise orders and how to use some certain platforms for margin. So you're not scared of using margin, because the counterparty risk is the exchange that you use. If you're using margin, you don't have to have as much on that account. So again, you're taking that risk away. Now, it seems like it might be easy for me, and it is not easy. It's fairly simple, but it's keeping the headspace in the right position. But you've got to remember, I didn't start like that. I didn't just go, oh, hey, presto, I'm instantly good. Now, I've seen a lot of people that I've worked with and trained and had come through the courses that have picked it up very, very fast and have had success very quickly. And that's just by virtue of the fact that I think personally, well, it's obviously the application of the individual, but these markets are really amazing. I mean, we have had the start of this year has been an absolute cracking year. It's just gone absolutely nuts. Some huge positions, some huge profits being made across the board. Many of my clients saying it's the best year they've ever had in their trading, and that is January, right? So we've kicked some ass there. So using that margin allows us to have that ability to build our Bitcoin stake, build our US dollar stake, build whatever we want, and continue to invest into the space. So you've got to sort of ask the reason why you haven't done it. Maybe you have traded. Maybe you've been burnt. Maybe you've tried it and you've not had any success, and you feel like the chamber of individuals that you're speaking with and the group that you're in, you say, trading sucks. We keep losing. Well, excuse me. For you and the people in there, then yeah, trading would suck. Because if you keep losing money, then why on earth would it be good? It would be crap. But it's about changing the way you do things. Consider the people in that group, or with what you've done. Have you actually invested into somebody with experience to teach you exactly what to do? Have you been working from a consistent checklist-based trading strategy so that your consistency in your approach is what you're working on? Most people, when they're trading, they're focusing on making money, and that's not the right mindset. It's not the right attitude, and it's not going to serve you. If you want to take this seriously, you need to focus on flawless execution of the strategies for which you are actually applying. Oh, geez, excuse me. And that's the bottom line. It's repetition. Oh, my family's got a cold at the moment. It's obviously coming back through to me. It's repetition. Consistency in your approach is more than likely going to equal consistency in your trading results, but it doesn't come easy. You've got to put the work in. The good news is that we can help you with that. So What about you've never traded before in your life? Well, what if I told you that you don't have to worry too much about the risk side of things? Because we'll cover that with the market, the risk calculator. I'll show you in just a second. You'll know how much to risk on a trade. You don't risk between anything higher than 1 to 3% per trade. Not so scary now because you're in control and you can manage that risk yourself. But I've never traded before. How could I possibly do this? It's about watching. Everyone's telling me I've got the coronavirus. I hope not. It's really not a scary thing to do. It's the understanding of what you need to do, and I lay it out in a systemized approach. I don't teach you crap you don't need to know. Look, some people get the shits of me when I say, I don't use sloping trend lines. I don't use moving average crossovers. I don't use RSI. There's a lot of things that I don't use. Why? Because the way that I trade, you don't need to use it. You keep it really simple. You make sure you're decisive and you follow a checklist. You literally tick things off, guys. I teach you each of the individual elements to tick them off so that you are empowered to know what it is that you need to do. Now, there's going to be a time where you do actually bite the bullet and you do get started. Now, I would suggest that you do that sooner rather than later because in a bull market, you can do phenomenally well. For me, when I kicked off my trading career for the first couple of years, well, it was the first 18 months, I blew out 3 accounts. So I do understand the concern you may have, the anxiety towards getting into this and backing yourself. But I can tell you that you can do it. I'm a builder's son. I worked on building sites as a labourer. That was what I did. Yes, I had invested in the markets before when I was 16. I have been in the space. When I say space, I mean markets for a long time. But it's, it takes a commitment of yourself. And when I say commitment, you don't need to do this full time. You can do it part time. You can trade the windows. I'll teach you all about that another time. But for me, the stepping stone was when I committed to it. So I guess I had an epiphany where I went, I'm going to do this because the reason why for me to do this was far more important than any of the risks. And the reason why was so that I could do what I'm doing now. It's Saturday morning and you might be thinking, hang on, it's the weekend. Why are you working on the weekend? That's not good. I don't want to do that. Well, I don't have to. Right now it's pouring outside and the kids are at home. One's got a cold. The missus is sick. I'm probably getting it again. I don't want to be there right now. During the week, if it gets sunny and there's good weather, I'd go for a surf or I'd go spearfishing or I'd go fishing. Or I've got the choice to be around my children. I've got the ability to do what I want when I want. Now, that's not 100% true in the sense that I do need to be around. I do run a business and I do have to be there when the markets are setting up, right? But it's me. I am a boss trader. I am the one who is empowered. I am the one who's put the time in. I am the one who manages the risk. I am the one who makes my money. And I am the one who is able to do what I want when I want. That's an incredibly empowering thing to be able to do. And I suggest that that fortune favors the brave, as they say. Now, if you don't believe that, that's fine. That's fine. If you do not believe that those that have a go have a much better chance of success than those that don't, then this is not for you. But if you believe that you have to be starting on something, you have to commit, and those that actually do have a crack have got a far more high probability of success than those that don't. And look, yes, there is some risk that comes in. It's usually not the risk of the capital because, like I said, we'll show you how to manage that. It's usually the risk of the fear of failure. Well, I've laid out that yellow brick road to show you how you can do it yourself. I will hold your hand throughout that process. So there is a lot there. You need to plan, you need structure, you need some time, you need to commit, and you need a mentor. What I want to show you now, there's a question here. Hey, Craig, I've made a lot of cash with basically zero risk by being short 1x on BitMEX and getting paid a lot of funding for the last month. What do you think of this strategy? How? You made a lot of cash, zero risk, by being short 1x on BitMEX and getting paid a lot of funding for the last month. So if you're short, you get paid the interest rate differential is how it works on foreign exchange. If you're short on BitMEX, I haven't actually looked into how much the rate is because I don't really care. I know that if you're long, you do pay a fee. But because Bitcoin's been going up, I honestly can't see how you would have made any money. if you'd like to elaborate on that a little bit further, I'd be more than happy to see if I can help. But it's a fine strategy if the market falls or the market goes sideways. But I don't see it as being one, and look, I might be wrong here, but I don't see it as being a strategy that's profitable long term. Let me show you a couple of things now. Okay, so what I wanted to show you is I want to help you with a couple of bits and pieces. I want to build out a bit of the trust, because that's the biggest thing. If you're going to take the plunge and work with me and have us help you, the first thing is, what are other people doing? And I wanted to take you through this because I posted this out yesterday. So I said, as you can see here on the screen, and apologies for anyone's name here. I'm sure that everybody's cool with this. I mean, it's all in the public domain anyway. So for those of you who have been trading the strategies I teach, what trades are you in? What has been your best this year, and have you had a great start to the year? Give it to me. So you can see Adam, he's now one of my mentors. Look at that entry and stop. That's that's what, multiply that level to that level. It looks like maybe at that point where he's taking that screenshot, it's about 10 times the risk multiple. So that means if I'm in the trade, if I risk $100 on the trade and I'm using margin, okay, so follow me here with this. $100 on the trade and it moves 10 times my multiple, that means that I've got $1,000 of profit now available to me. Now, of course, I teach you how to manage your risk and to scale out as you go through the process of taking that trade as it's moving in your favor. And that's what this first green line is here. See that? That's a 1-to-1 target, including fees. So that means that at that point, Adam here is break even. There is no risk on that trade. So it won't actually be $1,000 or 10-to-1. It will actually be more like 5.5-to-1 because half of the trade's been taken off. So call that 5.5% up here roughly on one trade, risking 1%, which is $100. That is $550 return on that position. Now, of course, equate that backwards to a number that you're comfortable to risk. It might be $1,000. It might be $50. It might be $10. The point of the matter is the multiple of risk in this market to your reward is extraordinary. Jordan, an old friend of mine from school, saying that I took his Lego. It's a lie. I don't trade Lego. Peter Roth, I've had 2 winning trades on EOS and ETH. I also managed to take some nice earning from ICX and find a valid re-entry for my long-term stacks. I've been a rip a few weeks. Perfect. Had a cracker on ICX. Everyone took that. I didn't. Good trades on Dash, Monero, IOTA, Tezos, and a few other small successful trades. All cradle trades. Definitely the best month of trading I have had. Hopefully the market keeps doing this. So at least for last year, best was Link, sold at 83% in a day. Wow. Worst was Grin, sold down 33% after holding for a month. This year I've been more skitterish after having done very well on some ETH longs. Had a bat trade yesterday. Worst is probably a buy. Now, I wasn't sure if this was based off of... Oh, okay, here we go. So here's... are these trades with stops or hodls? Well done, Mr. Ether, being up 150% on EOS and XRP. Excellent there in the comments there. Link was a trade with a stop, okay? So that was the best. Grim was supposed to be a hodl until the Binance listing that never happened. Okay, so Link, the one that did well, was a strategy of mine. The other, not so much. Here we go. Jake. Placed the order. Hasn't really looked at it since. There's his entry. There's his stop from back here. There you go. He's done well there. That is a Bitcoin breakout trading strategy. What did he say? Placed the order and barely looked at the chart once triggered. So it's hands off. Ethereum at the moment have taken profit and still in. Currently up 364%. Absolutely stoked. He's on margin there. So he's using margin. That's why he's got such a great return there. James, didn't get Ethereum Classic or Bitcoin Cash, but have been in and out of ADA and Ethereum. Had a great start of the year. Perfect. Ty, for me, this has been my best year ever. Got to say the Cobb way works. So Bitcoin US dollar, Ethereum dollar, and my FTX Moon coins are pumping. I do play the safe game. I was long on Tesla and rolled into the short. I wouldn't be in this position if it wasn't for your course. I mean, how much better a testimony can I get than that? And the mentors and apprentice posts, these guys are calm, cool to learn from. Love reading that stuff. Will, I bought your VIP package in November last year. It has honestly 100% changed how I look at everything. I made and lost a shit ton of money in 2017-18. I wish I had done this earlier. and I would be I'd be at beach in Mexico right now, but looking forward is the way. I'm excited to see what the year brings. Teamwork makes dream work. He's stoked. I'm stoked. Guys, let this be something that you take from this right now. I'd made and lost a shit ton in 2017-18. Wish I had have done this earlier. Do you know how many times I hear that? Do you know why we have a 10-day money-back guarantee in place? So that you're going to get in, and if you think it's absolute rubbish, you can get your money back. I back myself on this. And then there's a bunch of I don't knows. They look like, obviously, these have done very, very well, but I'm not sure. Or maybe that's a trade of mine, but there's not too much to go on there. Guys, the other thing I want you to do is come along and have a look at this. Go trade a Cobb Trustpilot. Look at all these reviews. Have a look. If you're concerned, if you're worried, if you're not sure if this is for you, we have got 23 reviews. Every single one of them have been 5 stars. Have a read through this. This is not me. This is people that want to put this in themselves. If you don't like what you're seeing and you don't think we can do it, then I'm sorry that that's the case. But if you want to look at building your Bitcoin stack further, then please do it. So what else have we got there to help you out? Well, let me take you to the member dashboard right now and take you through what this looks like. Once you've joined up, you can see across both of these, we've got an FTX link for 10% discount because as you can see here on my contracts, a lot of these are actually FTX because I do like to trade margin with FTX. They seem to be quite good. I'm pretty happy with what I've got so far from them. Oh, by the way, actually it's probably easier if I let me do this. I'll just pop them in there. I think you can see them in there you go. So if you do want the 10%, whether you're a client or not, they're there. But the point of the matter is look at here's all the courses. This is once you've logged in, depending on the your community or your subscription. Now, this is all going to be, we're working on making the dashboard much more user-friendly and having much more information there as far as a step-by-step, do this and segment it all through. But this is kind of how we've got it already. So if you've never done any trading before, you've never bought a Bitcoin or you've never got anything in there, beginner's guide, starter course, cryptocurrency trading 101. These are the very basic stuff. Then you go through these different strategies. And if I click on one, you'll see they're all chaptered out. Video chapters, boom, 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 boom. And you can see the duration of each of these chapters as you go. You can see the checklist that you can download so that you've got it and you can just tick off the items, simple stuff right there. And if you need the slides, they are all right there. That is the whole course. You can see candles, cradle strategy, examples, more cradle examples. We take you through it step by step by step. Is FTX regulated? I'm not sure there, Nathan. That's a darn good question. I'm meant to have an interview with their CEO at some point coming up, and it's definitely one that I'll ask. The thing I like about it is their margin requirements are quite low, so you don't actually have to house that much Bitcoin on there to get the best benefit from it. And what I can say is that reduces my counterparty risk. So let's say I want to take a $3,000 position on something on Binance and it's a spot market. Well, then I need to make sure that, if I'm going to have the stop in, that position is going to be quite big. Okay, so when I say 3,000, let me just bring this over to show you just quickly. See, this is the risk calculator. Let's just say, let's just stick with 50,000, which is the default here. You can see if I want to risk, this is against USD, I just put in my entry, my stop, and it tells me the position size here. Now, of course, you can log all your trades and put all this through, and this is all accessed. I'll show you back here in the members area. So once you've gone through the courses and the checklists and you've got your head around that, you've got access to your different market view. And market view is where I do, myself and my mentors and apprentices do videos each day. So this is Adam's today. This hits your inbox as a market view subscriber and community subscriber. So you can see the different lists that we've got every single day, 6 days a week, we've got content going out in there. Just to point you in the right direction, right? So we don't spoon feed, we don't tip, we're not a, we're not a tipping service. I'm here to empower you to be the best trader that you can be. And we will point you in the right direction to keep you poised, but it is up to you. Of course, we've got live trading floor here as well, which is 5 days a week, 9 a.m. Sydney time. I go through and do my full scan. And you can see in here each of the dates of the scans, and that is a full scan of all these contracts through the FTX margin pair, the Binance margin pair, and the Binance spot pairs. So again, 25 minutes, usually between sort of 20 and 30 minutes, depending on how much activity is in the market. So that's recorded as well as doing it live. We've also got down here, this is the really important stuff, right? So Matt has put together this trade calculator here. Now I just use it for this bit, this blue box here, because for me, it just, it allows me to work out my position size. So you might have used margin, but you might not know how to manage the risk properly. You can see this is with margin here on USD trade. You can choose margin or you can choose exchange. Exchange is just spot. Then you can go to Bitcoin as well. So this is calculating against the price of Bitcoin. And all you need to do is you need to load that to get a refresh of the Bitcoin price as taken from, it's 20 minutes delayed. So it's as close as you're going to get to work out the size of the position that you wish. The same here with Ethereum. Now, if I was to log my trades properly, and this is again just the default that's set there, you'll see, look, all the trades will come in and you'll be able to see exactly what it is. And it looks like here, the examples that are used, it's like 50% risk per trade because the losses are $50, and you can see that. So this is again just for example purposes, and you can, it will give you then your reporting direction, the strategy types of strategies and what they account for profit wise. You can see your profit and loss. You can see your month. You can see all sorts of things based on time frames. So it will give you a complete report on exactly what you're doing. Again, this has been put together by somebody called Matt Harvey, who is an engineer and much smarter than I at these sort of tasks. So how do you use it? Well, you go to Matt's Trade Calculator series and he will take you through how to use it all, part 1 through 3. Okay, take a little while to get your head around that, but it's important. Like I said, I just use this blue bit here, but the rest of it is obviously very, very beneficial. Not hard to do, guys, not hard to do. You see, what we're doing here is we're not just teaching you how to trade, we're teaching you how to run a trading business. Big difference, big difference. I'm not just going, look, here's a triangle, look, here's a moving average cross, look, moon. No, this is how you run a trading business. You can also see, Terry here has, I'm really, really proud to say this. Well, actually, I won't say. He has now, he's put himself in a very good position, put it that way. I'll leave it at that. But he's got a full 10-part risk management series, which I've decided to put standalone because I think it's an extraordinarily important thing to work on there. And then you've got your crypto exchange walkthrough videos. We've got Binance, Bitfinex, 3 commas. So if you want to link your orders in there, BitMEX, and you'll also find, I'm going to add some stuff in there very, very soon. In this additional education section, this is where we have a lot of stuff that's not time sensitive. Little bits that, like for example, today on a rainy day, go and watch some of these videos, okay? Because they help. You'll see, here we go. Here's a video here done on November 12th, where Matt takes you through a complete rundown of how to raise orders and whatnot whilst using the FTX platform. Beneficial? Yeah, I'm going to actually leave that in there because I'm going to record one myself in the next few days. But we make sure that we don't just throw you at an exchange and go, hey, good luck. We send you over there, we show you how to use it, and we only affiliate with those that we know that we're happy with. And it's as simple as that. We're here to look after you. We've also got Journey of the Apprentice. So I've been trading for 14 years now. I understand that sometimes for me, I'm a bit further ahead than a lot of people. So I don't see those little tiny lessons that these people make. Well, my apprentices here, they give these different things, these little things in here, okay? So, apprentices, lessons learned. What are the lessons that these people have learned? What books are good from the Journey of the Apprentice series? From the lessons from the Market Wizards. So it's the Market Wizards books. There's all these different videos in here that are there to relate to you, and they're going to share their journey to help you to advance further, because I'm working with those guys one-on-one. So again, we've got people that are stoked off their head, trading margin, trading these strategies because they know how. We've got everything there in a step-by-step walkthrough from the beginner course all the way through the strategies, through market scans, 6-day-a-week videos. We've got trade calculator, so you know how to manage your risk. We've got risk management series. We've got exchange walkthroughs. We've got Journey of the Apprentice, additional content, and this is all sitting in behind the members dashboard. We've also Where are we? We've also got a Slack community. Okay, this community is a community of like-minded traders that are all in there trading the same strategies. You'll see Cradle Traders, their post today. This is what we're looking at today. We've got Fibonacci booster strategies, and you can see these are the ones that we're pushing out there at the moment. I'll post my trades in here. You'll have lessons learned in here. So people that have made mistakes. So here's Rach, one of the apprentices now, giving examples and talking through some of the areas that she strongly suggests that we should pay attention on. There's an awful lot in here, guys. There's customized tools. There's people posting the best trades that they've had. There's a huge amount in there, guys. I mean, look at this one. This is Matt. That was the cradle. This went out on Market View, 8-hour cradle, and I think he got about 11 to 1 out of that in the end whilst scaling out. So people doing phenomenally well in these areas, and they're there to share and help you with that. So we've got everything you need to get going. We've got everything you need to know what you're looking for when you're looking. We also teach you how to look. So if you're still sort of, hanging out there going, I'd like to trade, but I've done it before and not had success. I'd like to trade, but I have never done it before and I don't know if I can do it. I'd like to trade, but I want to make sure I do it properly. I don't want to lose money and I want to manage my risk. I already am trading, but I'd like to be better. If there's some of the things that you're going through at the moment, don't just take my word for it. Look at the Trustpilot reviews. Look at that what I just showed you before on that list of what people are doing. Look at that. Look at our website. Go and have a look at tradercobb.com and look through the bundles section. Okay, so that I've got to actually show you because it's I've got to be honest, it's not actually that crash hot, the website. So come up to menu and you go bundles. There's free courses. There's free webinars. There's a huge amount in there. Go to bundles, and what you can do is you can actually see what suits you and what subscription level or what you would like to actually do, okay? But I can tell you right now, guys, that until you get started, you're not going to see that progress. And it is going to take you a little bit to bite the bullet, I'm sure. But like I said, I wanted to do this to answer some questions, to help you guys to understand what it is that we do, how we get people great results, and the commitment that I've made to my community and to all those that have actually gone through and given us their money and their time. I'm very grateful for that because it allows our business to continue to operate. So if you're happy with that and you want to get going, well, come across to tradercobb.com/bundles. If you want to get up an account, well, I sent you the links in here. There's the link you can have a look at in there. Get stuck in. Any questions? If anyone have any questions in there, I'm more than happy to answer them. But yeah, hopefully that was what some of you needed, because I have been getting a lot of direct messages asking about that. And I wanted to take you through a step-by-step walkthrough because you know what? If this market does continue in the way that it's going, we've had a great start to the year, but it ain't nothing yet. I mean, you risk $100 on a trade, you only need a couple of 3-to-1s and you've covered it. You know what I mean? Like, this market is built for traders. It is the best, most volatile market I've ever traded in my life. You do need to be careful. You do need to know what you're looking for, what you're looking at, and that's where we fit in. So, please feel free to share with any of your friends and family what we do, how we do it. Happy to answer any questions. And guys, it doesn't look like there's any coming through right now, but have a fantastic weekend. Take some time to look through what we do, and I look forward to working with you in what could hopefully be a cracking year. It started off bloody good. Let's keep it going. Cheers, guys. Sign up now and have a great day. Bye for now.